Good morning and happy Tea Tuesday. I'm Lisa Ann Spencer. How are you guys doing today? I hope well. I actually slept pretty good last night and am feeling a little bit more energetic than usual this morning. I'm drinking something a little different today in a different cup, as you see here. So if you're interested in, do you hear all that crazy noise? That's my girls. But if you want to hear what I'm drinking and take a little walk today, then stay tuned. Okay, that's really good. So a couple things. I am here in my office at the new house, the living room, I called it, and it is connected to the dining room and the kitchen. It has no doors, it's open. And then right down the hall is my girls' bedrooms and my bedroom. And they're in there having a hootin' good time, so you're going to hear them probably again in the background. But I'm drinking some of this herbal tea that Katinka sent me last week. And this is the Ticino maca, I guess, maca chocolate. So it's like a chocolate, it says energy maca root. I've never heard of it before for energy. Energizing maca root enhances chocolatey ramen, and carob. I know what carob is, it's a chocolate substitute. So I sweetened it with just a teaspoon of sugar and I put a little bit of heavy cream in it, and it's actually really, really good. So we'll see how energizing it is. I'm also drinking in my South Haven, Michigan cup that I haven't drank out of in a long time. This is a place where our family used to go often on vacation. Lovely place on Lake Michigan. And if you've never been, you should go. It looks like you're driving up to the ocean when you first get there because it's so ginormous. But it's also just a great quiet place to have the beach to yourself. Especially, we like to go in the off season, especially when school starts back in September, and we take our family up there and rent a house for a week and just chill, and it's the most wonderful vacation ever. So our oldest son actually finally finishes college. He's been in college for nearly 10 years, and that's because he's been working full-time and taking one or two classes. So he is actually supposed to graduate this May, and we always told him, when you graduate, we'll go back up to Lake Michigan. So now that he's married, we can take him and his wife and maybe go up there and spend a week as a family this September, hopefully. So that gives us something to look forward to. So I don't really have much planned for today. I'm dressed because my daughter has a dentist appointment. We're going to go spend some money on fillings, which is never fun, the fillings or the spending money. And I thought, what could I show my viewers today? And outside there, so first of all, this house is about 55 years old. It was built by the people who've lived in it their whole lives, and then they died last year and their children sold it. So this is how we came to find this house. So there are shrubs on this property that are, I am guessing, about 55 years old. And because they were an older couple, they were in their late 80s or early 90s when they passed away. The last 10 years, I'm guessing they were really not able to do yard work, so I have a feeling that maybe they had somebody just do the mowing for them. But the shrubs are very overgrown, and for the last 2 months that we've been in this house, well, in and out of it, I have spent a great deal of time with my pole saw and my loppers, working really hard to get them thinned out. Some of them are starting to die back because they're just choked to death. So I've been working on that. I posted a photo on Instagram a month or so ago, and I'll see if I can find those still on my phone and pop them in here. So that's a little before and after. You can see how thickly overgrown they were. The diameter of the base is about 8 feet. So I thinned all that out to about half that size and removed about 50 to 60% of that inside growth. I've done that to several shrubs around, and then what I want to show you today is what I call the Forsythia Forest. It's so beautiful, and when we first bought the house, of course, they weren't budded out or bloomed out or anything, and I didn't know what it was, but it's like this huge area, probably 30 or, yeah, about 30, 35 feet across, and it's so thick. Of just overgrown shrubs, and I'm like, well, I want to wait and see what it is before I just go cut it down. You could see that there was gravel and maybe some stepping stones and some bricks that go around most of it, and when you look under there, you can actually like see almost a trail, which is really neat. It's almost like a little hideaway, but I can't wait to get in there and actually get going on thinning it out by at least 50%. But right now it is gorgeous. So I'm going to grab another sip, and then I'm going to take you guys for a walk out to the Forsythia Forest. All right, coming out the front door. Just going to walk over here, and you can already begin to see a glimpse of the Forsythia Forest. And I know it's really hard to tell how big it is from here, but we're just going to take a little walk around. It is so gorgeous. And I would honestly expect to see bees all around. But I don't. Maybe it's still a little too cool. We're still getting down to below freezing some nights, even though it's up to 60s during the day. But it is still very chilly. But look here, you can see this overgrowth, and then look, you can see the fungus growing. Let me come around where I can get a little closer. See that dead, and then there's actually even trees in here that are not forsythias, but I want to cut those out. Let's see. See the little trail that goes in there? You can see it's like a nice little hiding place under there. See the bricks. Let me just creep along up under here. So you see the little brick path there, and it looks like it just overgrew the area. And it also looks like maybe a storm came through and blew everything over one direction. And I don't know much about forsythias. If where they touch the ground, they reroot. But you can see them here all touching the ground and all that dead wood. So I am really, let me give you all a close-up of some flowers. It is absolutely beautiful, and I just wanted to share it with you today. Just continue to walk on around here, and that's going to be a big job. Like, that's going to take me days, months, I don't know. Let me just glance around here a little bit. There's some freshly dug. That was where we had to have this vent put on our septic tank. It was a 55-year-old septic tank, and they now require them to have these tops on them. You can see over here a big pile of brush that I am currently burning because of all the trim work that I've done. And there goes an airplane. It's so much quieter here than it was at the rental house. We don't often get airplanes flying over. Inside the fence there, my daughter built a fire ring for us. See there, we roasted some marshmallows last night when we brought a couple of our chickens with us. There's 2 of them. We have 3 that we brought from Georgia to Kentucky and now to Indiana. You can see my barn back there in the background. I'll do a tour of it on another day. All right, let's see. Turn around this way. We're walking right toward the sun. There's some shrubs that are unknown to me right now because they haven't started budding out yet. And then a big rose bush. But look here to the right. I hope that this is a lilac. That's one of the ones that I have trimmed down. And it is just ginormous. And then over here was a burning bush that had mostly died back. You can see I had to severely cut it. It was just laying across the driveway. So I completely cut that one back and left just enough to hopefully, grow. And there's a couple of little sprouts down at the bottom. There's another brush pile I'm working on. And I think this is going to be not hydrangea, hibiscus, I believe, but I'll know for sure later on. And here's another shrub that I have thinned out greatly. This one wasn't too overgrown, but I've not really touched it other than just cutting a few places here and there just to keep it from scraping up against the van when we park there. The one that I showed the picture of is the big one over here, the second one. Both of these were overgrown. And you can see they are starting to bud out. And I have my fingers crossed that that's going to be lilac. So we shall see. And those 2 trees behind there are dogwoods. They are also very old. The trunks on them are so big. I think just in a few more weeks they're going to be so beautiful. I'll give you an update when they're blooming. My husband's garage, which I'm so happy for him to have, and then this last shrub over here that I don't know what it is. Looks like it's going to have some purple blossoms of some sort on it. If any of you guys have any clue what that might be, let me know. All right, well, I'm going to pop back in and finish my herbal tea. And by the way, this bench that's fallen over, we're going to just build a sidewalk here because we find ourselves cutting across from the front door to the garage. So one of my projects the next couple of weeks is going to be to get a walkway made here from stepping stones that we've found all over the place and gravel. All right, it is, I don't know how the lighting, we'll see how it appears on screen, but I didn't set up my lights and it's kind of, there's no overhead light in this room. A lamp comes on when you turn the light switch on. Well, I'm a little out of breath from walking up the hill and up the stairs. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little tour. Apologize for the background noise. Can't do much about that. And also my terrible camera videography. I pulled my gimbal out today. I have not touched it in over a year and a half. I packed it up in Macon, Georgia. And when I pulled it out, it still had a fully charged battery. That is astonishing to me. But I thought I would try to start using it again. I had quit using it because it seemed like it was overheating my phone, and my phone started doing this weird, I don't know, like white glow, like the lighting. I'm not sure what that was all about, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. I also have a drone that my son bought me like 2 Christmases ago. I used it a couple times, but I want to use it here and do a flyover and show you the property and the pond and the pasture and everything. So hopefully you can teach an old dog new tricks. It's really challenging for me to learn how to use new gadgets. And even this gimbal, I had my little cheat notes that I wrote a long time ago when I was first learning how to use it. It has so many buttons, and you press it 1 time or 2 times or 3 times. And anyway, you don't need to know all that. I hope y'all have a great week, and hopefully I'll see you again next Tuesday. Today I think is March 12th, and be sure to check out the link below to the Hostesses, Kathy and Patty, and check out the other Tea Tuesday creators. Have a wonderful week.